The rocket ship is finally back in orbit again, but it's going to need to come back down to Earth at some point. Most of the best estimates that I've seen say that this bull market will come somewhere to an end in the fall. And we're going to do our best to protect our assets during that time. This is no easy task though. Timing the market can be extremely difficult, especially in crypto, where prices can crash without warning in a matter of minutes. During those times of extreme volatility, the weakest assets in the market suffer the worst losses. So you want to make sure that you aren't holding bags of expired food tokens when the bears come out looking for lunch. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. In this video, I'm going to be calling out some coins that will have a hard time surviving through the next bear market. But also, don't forget about our 5 ETH to 5 million giveaway. We're growing the BitSquad community to 5 million people, and when you enter, you get a chance to win 5 ETH and $1,000 worth of ADA XRP, VeChain, or Polygon. Click the link down below in the description to enter. So I know everyone is probably sick and tired of hearing about bears now that the markets are green again, but they will be back sooner or later. We need to be prepared for when that day of reckoning comes. Of course, we all know that crypto is going to the moon over the long term, but to get there, we need to go through a progression of bull and bear cycles filled with big gains and big pain. That's just how these markets work. In fact, this is how most markets work. At some point, buyers take profits and become sellers, driving the prices down until investors are convinced to step in and buy the dip. If you're holding assets with weak fundamentals during these times of extreme volatility, you can potentially see the value of your portfolio cut in half or worse in a matter of minutes. You carry more risk with certain assets because there are not as many true believers who plan on holding for the long term, so they have no problem dumping their stack at the first sign of trouble. The following are some of the coins that I think are most dangerous to hold during a bear market. Number 4, EOS. 2018, EOS was able to raise an insane $4.2 billion through an ICO that ran for a whole year. Put this into context, the figure was larger than the 3 biggest venture funding rounds that year, which were Epic Games, Juul, and Uber. EOS raised more money than these 3 companies combined, and all of them were billion-dollar unicorns that totally dominate their respective industries. Like many blockchain startups at the time, EOS was able to raise all this money without a working product. The project's founders promised that it would be much faster and cheaper than Ethereum, but the final product didn't really live up to the promise. It actually didn't do much of anything. Only a few applications ended up using the blockchain, and even then, it still faced serious congestion issues, which forced many of these applications to switch to, you guessed it, other networks. At this point, confidence in EOS is at an all-time low. Even Dan Larimer, the project's founder, stepped down at the end of 2020. Larimer is notorious for abandoning projects and leaving them unfinished as soon as problems begin to arise. Larimer is responsible for starting and then leaving Steemit, BitShares, and numerous other projects in addition to EOS. There were some rumors at the beginning of this year that he might be returning to EOS in some capacity, but these rumors were put to rest earlier this year when he announced that he would be launching his 4th blockchain project, Clarion, which promises to be a decentralized social media platform. Big on promises, this guy is. We're certainly in need of a decent social media network, so I hope this is a success. But many investors have already given this guy well more than 3 strikes. With blockchain projects, the team behind them is everything. While Dan Larimer may be a very smart person, he still is yet to prove that he can actually follow through on his promises. Number 3, ICP. Back in its ICO phase, this project was originally called Dfinity, but for some reason, they wanted to remind us of the insane clown posse every time we check CoinGecko. Don't even get me started on Internet Computer Protocol. My only guess there is that they were shooting for search engine optimization, but failed miserably. What a bunch of juggalos. Aside from poor name choices, ICP has experienced some of the most drastic price action that we've seen this cycle. After launching at around $400, ICP took a massive nosedive all the way down to the $30 range. Miguel Morel, the founder of Arkham Intelligence, Crypto analysis firm told the New York Times that ICP quietly allowed the Treasury and insiders to sell billions of dollars of ICP to exchanges while making it extremely difficult for their longtime supporters to access the tokens they were promised. The firm found 44 insider addresses that deposited 10 million ICP tokens, worth more than $2 billion to exchanges around the same time of the price crash. Meanwhile, all the retail investors who contributed to the ICO were unable to access their tokens and got stuck holding the bag for the insiders. Of course, the VCs behind ICP deny this and instead went on the offensive against day traders who use social media to confuse the public about their project. Oh, how noble. Nice marketing strategy, guys. Turning on your community. Let me know how that one works out for you. Number 2, Bitcoin SV. Bitcoin SV has been the butt of many jokes in the crypto industry over the years, and it's not just because maxis hate forks. Bitcoin SV's founder, Craig Wright, claims to be Satoshi Nakamoto, the anonymous creator of Bitcoin, even though he doesn't have any proof. He may have been around in the early days of crypto and involved in many of the online forums where Bitcoin development was discussed. But without any proof, the industry is finding his claims very hard to believe. The BSV network has also been facing some serious security problems recently. Throughout the month of July, a string of attacks were leveled against the BSV network by hackers who were able to exploit a double spend bug. The attacks caused many exchanges to temporarily suspend deposits and withdrawals, and in some cases, BSV has even been delisted over security concerns. The double spend attacks were made possible because a single mining pool was able to capture 78% of BSV's hash rate, which allowed an outside hacker to hijack the network and create more coins. Luckily, it seems that no investors or traders had their funds stolen in any of these attacks, but maybe that's because there aren't many people out there who actually hold BSV. We see this happen quite a bit, actually. Zombie chains that nobody uses are often targets 51% attacks because the mining communities are so small, but it doesn't end up being that huge of a deal because nobody's using the network. Well, you can join our network and smash the like button and hit subscribe. It puts you in the BitSquad and keeps you in the loop on the latest in crypto asset news, gives you a chance to win 5 ETH. Number 1, Bitcoin Cash. What's a Bitcoin hard fork to do when your network isn't strong and your price action has been on life support your entire life? BCH was born of the small block, big block schism 2017 that rocked the Bitcoin community. The maxis wanted Bitcoin to retain its properties as a store of value, but others, including Roger Ver, saw that deviating from the white paper, which called Bitcoin a form of money that Satoshi himself called cash. In the end, the maxis won, and a hard fork called Bitcoin Cash was created. Bitcoin Cash has bigger blocks in its chain, which means it can process more transactions per second than Bitcoin. But just as the crypto dust was settling, Bitcoin Cash had another contentious hard fork over block size again, this time splitting off with another coin we have on this list, Bitcoin SV. It's been a tough road for BCH, and its use of the term Bitcoin in its name has only made it more difficult to make a name for itself in the cryptoverse. Always living in the shadow of BTC, it's going to leave Bitcoin Cash out in the cold when the winter sets in. You may be surprised that I didn't mention any meme coins like Shiba or SafeMoon, but I figured that much should be obvious to you by now. There will be an old country buffet of meme coins come the bear market. None will survive. Dogecoin probably has some staying power because of network externalities and celebrity endorsements, but all of the derivatives are going to be serious bear bait when the markets turn red. Same can also be said for those first generation projects that refuse to die, like Digibyte or Ethereum Classic. They have the support of the market makers in their communities, so they will probably be around for a long time, but will also get punished when it's time for institutions to take profits. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.